Yeah, it's been a minute since I got on here. I've been through a lot of shit. Um, so to catch up, I haven't probably done a stream since November. Um, my mother passed away uh, November 3rd, and um, I have been suspended on a lot of stuff, a lot of my art, a lot of my photography. Um, a lot of stuff has gone away, and I am on the a lot of stuff has gone away, and I'm on the road to recovery in regards to getting back into the vein of things, the vein of creativity. Um, uh, Health scares, health problems, health solutions. So it's been a lot of shit. Not to mince words, it's been a lot of crap, and so I am easing my way back into the world of building, and yeah, that's it. So life goes on. The show must go on. But trying to make people understand that, I guess, is I guess a bit of a problem sometimes. So, um, yeah. So I've been working on trying to get this Kaminsky Park done for a couple of months now, which usually wouldn't take me that long, but a lot of shit didn't happen. So, yeah. But thank you for stopping by. It's nice to have somebody give a fuck about me. So, ugh.
Long before it was easy, many Americans understood that civil rights are not regional.
Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. It is Baltimore Positive. I've been having a whole bunch of Super Bowl 35 champs on for the 25th anniversary of our thing that we did in Tampa many years ago. But we did another thing a dozen years later, and our next guest is going to be a part of that. We're doing a Cup of Super Bowl next week on behalf of the Maryland Lottery in conjunction with our friends at GBMC. I will have some scratch-offs to give away all week long. It is a marathon event. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all week long. It's all up at Baltimore Positive. Big appreciation, everybody, helping us feed folks from the Maryland Food Bank. We know how cold it is outside. A lot of the pantries have dried up through the holidays, and now that we get into February, into the real Super Bowl week, and this guy, showing off with Super Bowl MVPs on, champions. Certainly, I put my Planet Fitness purple on today to honor him, although he's worn some different helmets here of late. We welcome Joe Flacco back to Baltimore. Dude, I've seen you everywhere. I mean, you're doing all the podcasts here. I'm hoping I'm last because I wanted you to save the best for last in Baltimore, but everybody calls you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen, I try to say no to most things, but every now and then you get me like in the right moment where I'm like in between drop offs or doing whatever, and I'm a little bit weak, and I just say, all right, let's do it.
Well, when we say let's do it, the first question is how long are we going to keep doing it in your case? And I always go back to you coming to my place almost 20 years ago now and walking around the city, and you were asking me, where was Memorial Stadium again? And then you become this legendary figure here, and I think we all thought, maybe even your family thought, you wouldn't be playing football in 2026 or having me seriously ask you about it. All your dreams came true. We see it all happening. How long are you going to keep doing this, man?
Well, it's interesting. I think I always set out to have like a good long career, but I definitely wouldn't have thought that in 2026 that I was still going to be getting ready to play again. And you never know. You never know what's going to happen over the next few months. And I haven't really thought about not playing. Obviously, I think, from the time you start playing football, there's always like that lingering, okay, one day this is going to be over. But right now I'm just trying to enjoy myself, and I am enjoying myself. I think as I get a little bit older, I want to play and I want to go out there and play. But at the same time, it's situation specific. What's going to present itself this year, and how do I feel about those situations, and then go from there.
Did you ever think of yourself as quarterback for hire, sort of in this way? And you have been home, right? Like, you've been left out at one point where you watched football on TV until you got a call, right? And wondering if you're going to get a call, right?
Yeah, no, I never really viewed myself as that. And I don't know if I would have chosen it, but man, it's been a lot of fun. I still, I'd still like to go get a home somewhere, but at the same time, it's been a lot of fun being kind of a guy that you can go out and get. And, the biggest thing about that is, you're going to play games. And even though I've been bouncing around the last few years, I got to look at the good things and the positive parts of it. And I've been able to play in a lot of football games, which is ultimately what I want to do, and be a part of, a lot of great locker rooms. And, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I mean, it's about winning and doing those things, but it's also about doing what you love and trying to do that at a high level. And, it's been a lot of fun over the last few years, even though it's not necessarily how I would have drawn it up.
I think the psychology of it for anybody else to say, you got your health, you got a lot of money, a little older, but there's a part for you that I know, the Philly guy, the Jersey guy, the guy that didn't get on the field at Pittsburgh and had to go to Delaware, the guy that wasn't Matt Ryan and got that pick, but the guy that was passed over, the guy that wasn't mentioned with Brady and Manning and all of that. All of that has served you well, being sort of, under people thinking that you can't, and you can, and you still go out there. Even this year, people thought you couldn't, and you did. Every time they count against you, you come back.
Right. Listen, like, I don't want to say I have unfinished business, and that's kind of why I'm still playing, but like, I still feel like I have a lot of fun ahead of me, on the football field. And yeah, I mean, I guess everybody in the league has a little chip on their shoulder. Um, and I'm no different. You know, I, I say that I wouldn't have drawn it up this way, and that's because I feel like I could have done more the last 5, 6 years and really over my career. But you can't complain about that. It is what it is. You just got to go out there and continue to do what you love if that's how you feel. And that's all I can do, and that's what I'm doing. When I listen, I'm on the back end, obviously. Like I'm towards the end. I mean, who knows when that's going to be, um, but when it is all done, I want to walk around every day and not look back on the 20 years previous and have a regret here or there or feel a little bit negative about this or that. I want to feel good about the rest of my life, and football has been such a big part of that, and is a big part of my life, and has taught me so much. Um, that I'm going to give it all I can and until until I really can't do it anymore. So that when I'm 50 years old, I'm looking myself in the mirror without any questions as to whether I could have done it or not done it.
I think the point where you left here and you went to Denver, and I have people in my life who love you or are huge fans of yours for what you've done for me and the city, and just they know my relationship with you, and they always pass that along. And the people that really study football and your career, who are huge fans of yours, looked at it and said, well, the injuries around that period of time, the players around you, the circumstances, was there a point during that 15 to 19 period where physically you felt awful, and now know 5, 6 years later to say, I wasn't physically in the best position? Because you look physically really well the last 2 years, and I don't know if it's training or not, but I know you got beaten up. I saw the Alonzo thing and things that happened after that. I thought there was a period in your 30s where you just physically weren't able to do it the way you wanted to do it. Am I right in saying that?
I think there was probably a couple years there after I hurt my knee where I wasn't 100%, and then little things happen. It's football, little things happen to you. I always feel like that's a part of playing this game is doing those things. But after getting like my first serious injury ever in 2015, and then just kind of learning how to deal with that and building my body back up and the time it takes to really get back to who you are, I think that definitely left some lingering things that I was taking care of at the time. But then something else would pop up, and that's also just
I will be back on probably later on or tomorrow, depending on how things work. I gotta do some research on this ballpark some more. I gotta come out with the care and tenacity that I did before. Um, I'm tired. I need some rest. Um, you guys have a good night. I will be back soon. Till then, take care of yourselves.